Hi and welcome to Budget with Tiffany. I'm Tiffany. I'm so excited to have you here. I'm going to be doing my first cash unstuffing for March, and I'm really excited because we actually did our trip. If you watched my budget with me and my first cash stuffing, I did let everybody know at that time that we were doing our trip. It didn't quite go as planned, but I'll fill you all in on that after, as we go through everything. First, I'm going to start off with some happy mail. I signed up for Golden Girl Budget's mailing list, so I just got this in the mail from her. She actually lives here in Minneapolis, so I just seen the other day she had mentioned that she was mailing these out, so when I got the mail today, it was in there, so I was super excited. So this is Golden Girl Budgets, and then on the inside it just says, just wanted to say a big thank you for signing up for my mailing list. I'm excited to share a free savings challenge with you. It's a little something to make budgeting more fun. And then she asks, if you finish the challenge, to share a picture with her on Instagram. And then she's got her Etsy, YouTube, and Instagram QR codes for her. So yeah, and then this is the $50 savings challenge. It's really pretty. I love the stars, and my favorite colors are blue and black. So I'm super excited to be able to work on this at some point. So thank you, Tracy. I'm really excited to get that. So yeah, so I am going to kind of walk through, and then I did just want to go ahead and do 20, 30, 45, 50, 20, 30, 45, 55, 56, 57, 58, 59, 60, 61, 62, 63, 64, 65, 66, 67, 68, 69, 70. So I got $70 in change. Although most of these are going to come from travel, so probably won't need a whole lot of change. But so since my last cash unstuffing, my husband, he took or got tacos for some of the kids that he coaches, and we hadn't yet started the new category that we're going to do, or new envelope that we're going to do for him to do things like this. We just started it this month. So since he had some money in his yoga fund that he hadn't used yet, he just decided to take it from that. So we'll have $75 coming from his coaching fund to pay for tacos. We did pay for our pet sitter for watching the cats for the week while we were gone. It was super cute. She sent me pictures and of course updates and everything. And sometimes she sent me videos and everything, so it was super cute. I always feel bad leaving them because they kind of get depressed a little bit when we're gone. So we're thinking maybe the next trip we do, since it's going to be a road trip, that we might actually take them with us. But and then the only other thing on here that's not travel related, I did actually buy something on Etsy from Intentional Living. So I'm gonna take that $22 from Shop Small. When I get it in the mail, I will definitely share it. And then we're gonna move on to all the travel stuff. So the first day, which was Saturday, March 2nd, we took the Amtrak train from Minneapolis to Chicago. We had to be up super early to catch that because the train departed from Minneapolis at like 8:50 in the morning. So we brought some snacks and stuff on the train with us, but and we bought some things with cash as well, which aren't on here. I'll kind of make note of certain things that we spent cash for, where it's kind of pertinent. So I got lunch on the train for $12. The train ride was super fun. We've got, I don't know how much, I know we definitely have some pictures, but I don't know how much, wasn't much to really share. It was train ride through Minnesota, Wisconsin and into Illinois, and since there's really no snow on the ground, it was just brown, but it was still really pretty. I think we do have some pictures that we took of particularly along the Mississippi that I'll try to share. So yeah, so it took about, I think we left at like 8:50 and it got into Chicago a little after 4. So took most of the day, and then because of the snowstorms in the Sierra Nevada, we were paying attention to kind of what was going on, and the trains that were departing, you know, like Thursday, Friday, and Saturday were all either getting stopped early. I think, yeah, like one of them got to go all the way to Salt Lake City, and then a few of them were gonna get stopped in Denver. So we kind of knew it was a possibility even on the trip out to Chicago, but we were hoping that we were gonna be able to go. But so we kind of were talking already about, you know, what we would do if the unfortunate happened and we didn't get to go all the way out on to California on the train. So, but we'll get to that in a minute. So then we got into Chicago. We checked into our hotel, which we paid for. We have a Marriott credit card that we get points to use for credit card, or for the Marriott brand of hotels. And once a year we get a free night at a hotel. So the hotel we stayed at in Chicago, we were able to use that free night plus a little bit of extra points to pay for it, because it was a pretty nice hotel, not something we probably would have paid for out of pocket, but we decided to go ahead and do it. It was a really nice hotel, and it was just about a 10-minute walk from the train station, so it was really nice, right in downtown Chicago. And so we went out to dinner after we checked into the hotel, and we went to this place called Franklin Tap, got dinner there for $67, and I had like it was a salad with salmon and stuff. It was delicious, and I can't remember what DJ had, but he said his was good too. Seems so long ago now. So then on the 3rd, we did get the unfortunate news that our train was going to only go to Denver. And although we would have loved to have gone to Denver, because the train left at like 2:00 p.m., we were pretty much gonna mostly be on the train in the evening, overnight, and we wouldn't really get to see a whole lot. And then the train pulls into Denver, you know, super early in the morning. So we kind of thought, you know, it didn't really make sense to take the train to Denver, where we wouldn't really get to see anything because it'd be mostly dark or we'd be sleeping. And then we'd get to Denver and have to, you know, go from Denver out to Chicago, out to California and stuff. So because of the change and everything, we were able to go ahead and cancel our trip on Amtrak and get a refund for the $774 that we had paid. So like I said, we were super bummed because we were really looking forward to it. But in the end, it actually worked out really well and for the best. And we're gonna try to do the Amtrak train again sometime, probably in the next several years. But yeah, so Sunday morning, we basically woke up at 10 o'clock was when the official word came out that they were only going to be going to Denver. And so we had to be out of our hotel by noon. So we quickly were checking airfares, calling our hotel in San Francisco to see if we flew in that day, could we have 3 extra nights at the hotel? And they thankfully said yes, and even gave us the same rate. And so yeah, so our Sunday morning was kind of a little harried, but we were able to get everything arranged, and even was able to walk around downtown Chicago for a little bit, went down to the river and kind of just relaxed a little bit before we headed out to O'Hare. So my husband picked up some donuts while I was making travel arrangements. And then while we were walking around, he decided to get another donut. He loves donuts. So, and then we got to the airport, we picked up some lunch, and then got our flight information, which of course, since it was the same day, one way, it was pretty expensive. Pretty much ate up all of our Amtrak refund plus some. So that was a bummer, but I was really glad to know that we had enough money set aside in our travel fund, that with the unfortunate situation of our plans getting changed, that we were able to, you know, still go, and, you know, we could take a same day trip out to San Francisco from Chicago. Unfortunately, since the plane was completely booked or full, we ended up, it was a plane that had 3 seats, 4 seats, 3 seats, and we ended up in the middle of the 4 seats, and it was pretty tight. So it was not the most pleasant, almost 5-hour flight. And on top of that, our plane did not have the entertainment screens at each seat. So we pretty much had nothing to do for that flight. So it was kind of boring. Thankfully, I actually went ahead and did a free trial of YouTube Premium, and I downloaded a bunch of videos from YouTube fellow cash stuffers, and basically spent most of the 5-hour flight just watching videos. So that helped pass the time. So yeah, so then my husband decided to grab a drink at the airport right before we got on the plane. He picked up a bagel to take on the plane, and I picked up a salad to take on the plane, because we were supposed to leave at like 3:30, and I think it was like almost 5 before we left, because the plane coming in was delayed. So then ours was delayed, departure was delayed, and they didn't serve us food other than just snacks and drinks and stuff. So we just picked up food to take on the plane with us. And then we landed in San Francisco about 9-ish Pacific time. So it felt like 11 p.m. to us. So we were pretty tired. So we just took the tram from the airport to the BART station for the airport, and then took the BART train into downtown San Francisco, which, since neither of us had been to San Francisco and hadn't ridden the BART, we both thought the BART train was really nice. And then, yeah, we got checked into our hotel, and we walked around the block just to kind of get a little bit of movement after having sat for so long. And then my husband decided to go out and get a drink while I went to bed, because I was exhausted, because I didn't sleep the best in the hotel in Chicago, I think because I was worried about everything happening with this trip. So I was exhausted. So Monday we got up, and I surprisingly didn't sleep in that long, but we got up, took showers and everything, and then we went to a place to have some breakfast. They took only cash, so that's why that's not on here. And then we basically just ended up walking in kind of the financial district of downtown San Francisco. We walked kind of through all the buildings and over to the one of the coasts for the bay. We stopped and got some coffee and hot chocolate, and then we walked back through the financial district. And so I guess Salesforce's headquarters in Chicago, they built a like a park that takes up multiple blocks going, you know, horizontally, and it's open to the public. So, and it's located on like the 4th floor of the building or something. So We took elevator up and were able to kind of walk around that, because in the financial district area, there's really not a whole lot of greenery that we saw. So it was kind of cool to get to walk around in that. Then we stopped at Target because we decided, rather than going out to breakfast every day, neither of us are super big breakfast people. We just picked up some like granola bars and stuff to have for breakfast. So we stopped at Target and did that. And then, yeah, I think we just kind of walked around. We walked like 10 miles that day. My feet hurt really bad, because it's been a while since I'd walked that much, but, and then we went to a Thai place for dinner. It was super delicious. And so yeah, and then we, ended up walking to a local bar that night, and my husband got a drink. I'm not a huge drinker. Occasionally I'll have a glass of wine or a cocktail or something, but generally I don't. But he loves to have craft beer, so he got a drink and we just kind of relaxed and stuff after our long day. And then we just went back to the hotel and relaxed and went to sleep. And then we have the actual charge for the hotel for the 5 nights that we end up staying. I was actually kind of surprised, I guess maybe because it's the first week of March, that the hotel wasn't super expensive, but it was like $129 a night, plus, you know, whatever fees and stuff and taxes and stuff. But I was kind of surprised that it was that cheap. I thought for downtown San Francisco that it was going to be a lot more expensive. And it was a cute little hotel. It was kind of reminded me of hotels in Europe. But yeah, we really liked it. And they had free cookies all day, and then they had coffee and tea, water and stuff that you could have in the lobby. So yeah, so pretty much every time we'd come back through the lobby, we would grab a cookie. So then on, let's see, so that was Monday. So on Tuesday morning, we got up and decided that we were going to take the bus over to the western edge of San Francisco, so that we actually were at the Pacific. So it was like $10 for the 2 of us to get a day pass to take the bus. So we took the bus all the way over there and walked around. They had like an area that you could, you know, look out over the Pacific, and then you could kind of see the Golden Gate Bridge kind of off in the distance if you got up into the higher elevation of this park. And then, so we took some pictures there, and then we walked back through kind of the neighborhood and stopped and had some pizza for lunch, which was pretty tasty for just kind of a little small pizza place. And then we took the bus up to the Golden Gate Bridge and took a ton of pictures up there. And then we ended up pretty much walking from the Golden Gate Bridge back to our hotel, kind of wandering through some variety of things. It rained a little bit, kind of got foggy while we were at the bridge, but then it went away in like 10 minutes. And so yeah, it was a lot of fun. And like I said, I'll kind of throw in some pictures here or there throughout this video. So then we got back to the hotel and we went out to dinner at a place called Matador. It was a Mexican restaurant. It was delicious. We had some chips and salsa. I got 2 kind of street tacos, and my husband got, oh, I forget what it's called, but it's like the fried taco. And then we had some flan for dessert, which was probably some of the best flan I'd ever had. Not that I've had flan all that often, but it was really good. And then that night we ended up just hanging out at the hotel bar. The hotel did like a buy 2 drinks for the price of 1. So my husband got 2 drinks and with that, and then I think ordered a 3rd drink later. And we just kind of chatted with the bartender and stuff, and just kind of enjoyed low-key evening back at the hotel. And then on Wednesday, the 6th, we got up and we were gonna go check out kind of the northeastern part of the city, which is where like the windy street is that you hear of, Lombard Street. It has the Fisherman's Wharf, which also has, they call it's Pier 39, and basically the sea lions have taken over this particular pier, and they just like lounge there all day, and they were really funny to watch because they were just kind of barking at each other, and if somebody moved, they'd get annoyed at each other, and so then they'd start, you know, barking even louder at each other, and it was really funny to watch. And so we kind of sat and watched them for like 20 minutes. So, but on our way up to the Fisherman's Wharf, we went and stopped and had some In-N-Out because we're in California and you pretty much can't go to California without having In-N-Out. I think it's a law, but, and then we, later in the day, we stopped and my husband got some coffee, just to kind of relax a little bit. But while we were down at the wharf, they kind of had like an area where you could buy, you know, touristy things. They had different gift shops and, you know, lots of restaurants and stuff. But they had a chocolate store, so we went in and got some fudge and some chocolate covered Oreos. And then that night we were supposed to meet up with one of, it was his DJ's best friend's brother who lives in San Francisco, but they end up having to cancel last minute because he works at a law firm and end up having to work late that night. So we just ended up, per recommendation from the bartender at the hotel, went to a sushi restaurant near our hotel, and that was also very delicious. And then the Thursday, which was our last full day, we ended up meeting up with his best friend's brother for lunch. And so we went to a ramen place, and the friend ended up picking it up. So we didn't end up having to pay for that, but it was a lot of fun to catch up with him. We hadn't seen him in several years. And then we ended up taking the bus back out towards like the western part of the city. We went to the Haight-Ashbury area, which was kind of like known for like the hippie area back in like the 70s and stuff. It's where like the Grateful Dead house and Janis Joplin's house was, Jimi Hendrix's house and stuff. So we kind of walked through that area, and it definitely still has some hippie vibes to it, but also looked very, you know, just not exciting. Like we got to the Grateful Dead house, so you're just kind of like, does it really look like what I would think the Grateful Dead house would look like? But so we took the bus again out there, and then we met with a friend of mine from college who lives out there, and we went to a Burmese place for dinner. We just got a bunch of dishes to share, and it ended up being just over $200, and we tried to either pay for it all or at least pay half, and she wouldn't have it, so they picked that up. And then we went to a Chinese dessert restaurant, and so we all got kind of some dessert stuff. So I was like, since you wouldn't let us pay for dinner, we're at least picking up dessert. So I got some, there were these like puff things, kind of look like sort of a waffle, but they were puffy instead of, and then you could get them plain, or you could get like chocolate inside them or Oreo stuff inside them. And I got the ones with the chocolate. My husband got some like fruit with yogurt or something in it at the bottom and stuff. It was a lot of fun. It was something I'd never had before. I don't think we have anything like that here. But yeah, it was super good. So then we got back to our hotel that night and just pretty much, I don't even think we really packed anything. We just pretty much crashed and went to sleep because it was pretty late. So then we got up the next morning, packed and headed out to the airport. And then we just kind of did the same thing. We got some food while we were at the airport, and then we picked up some food for the plane ride back, which that one was paid with cash. And then when we got home, by the time it was like 6:30, 6:45 when we landed Central Time. And then by the time we got home, it was a little after 8. So we ordered some food and my husband went and picked that up and stuff. So that was all of our trip. It was so much fun. Like I said, even though it didn't work out the way that we originally thought it was going to work out, it was still like the best time. Like we got to see so much more of San Francisco than we would have seen if we were only there for the 2 days that we thought originally we're going to be there, 2 full days that we were going to be there. Yeah, and we really loved the city. It kind of had vibes of New York, vibes of like California, like LA area, some vibes of like Europe and stuff. So it was very kind of eclectic. I've never been to Asia, so I can't really speak to like if it has any remnants of that, but I would think so since there's such a huge Asian influence there with how many Asian people live there. So you know, we walked through Chinatown and stuff, but yeah, like it was so much fun. It was so different than Southern California, which is the only place that I'd ever been in California. So it was a lot of fun to go. And thankfully, since we flew home Friday, today is Saturday, the 9th, and we have got 2 days to kind of get ready for work on Monday, plus the time change tonight, so that'll be fun. But yeah, I highly recommend going to San Francisco, and someday we'll hopefully get to do the Amtrak part of it out to San Francisco. I'm actually on the plane ride home, since I was sitting in a window seat. We got to fly over the Sierra Nevada and see all the snow. From that high up, it didn't seem like a ton of snow, but obviously I'm sure because they were having like 10 feet of snow, so I'm sure there was a ton of snow down there, but it didn't look, you couldn't really tell from up in the plane how much snow actually was. But we took some pictures from the plane of the Sierras and I think some of the Rockies and stuff, so it was so much fun. But so yeah, so our total for all of our credit card expenses, even after the credit, was $2,096, and majority of that, almost $2,000, is coming out of travel. So we are just gonna go to the 2 that aren't travel. So for my husband, we are going to go to yoga, and we've got 50, 75, 80, 1, 2, 3. So we need 75. So 50, 75. So that leaves us $8. And then for Shop Small, which I think is also, no, not one. Shop Small, we need $22, and we've got 25, so, or 35, so I'll take 25 and give myself back 3 ones. So now we've got $13 left in Shop Small. And for travel, we are just going to pull out $1,999 because I'm not gonna, this is already long enough having already gone through all the stuff. I'm not gonna go through and pull out each individual one. So we have $1, $2, $3, $4,000, $1, $2, $300 in the bank. So $4,300 in the bank, 20, 40, 60, 80, 300, 20, 40, 55, 6, 7, 8, 9. So $4,459 here after the cash that we spent on the trip. And we need to take out $1,999. So I'm just gonna take out $2,000 placeholders and give myself $1 back. And then since we've got 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, plus this 10, I will give myself a 20. And can't really do, actually, I'm gonna do a quick condensing here. So I've got 20, 40, 60, 80, 1. And just put this in here, and then we've got 60 here, so I'm gonna grab this 50 and the 10. So now we've got 1,000, 2,000, 1, 2, 3, 400, so $2,460. And that is correct for what we should have in here. So that is it for our cash unstuffing. Actually, no, I guess I should probably count to make sure we have the right amount of money. So, so let's see, I had $70, so 20, 40, 60, $70 that I started with. So we've got the $2,000 placeholders, 20, 40, 55, 65, 75, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I'm not really sure how I have an extra one, but just want to make sure. 20, 40, 55, 65, 75, 80, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 90, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Correct that time. So $2,096 is going back to the bank. And so yeah, so that should be the end of our cash stuffing, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you haven't already, subscribe. And I'd love to also hear any comments that you have about the trip. If you have any questions or anything, yeah, so well, thank you so much, and see you in the next video.